Hi, my name is Michael Yip, and I'm currently in my third year of my PhD in web science. And the title of my PhD is How Criminals Use the Web. So before I go on about my PhD, just wanted to share my experience with web science. So before I joined web science, I viewed the web as more of a technology. So I only knew about the web address www, which enables websites. But after joining web science, I began to look at more of the implications and impact of the web. So for example, politics, economics, finance, commerce, security, for example, are just a few areas in which the web has had an impact on, but our understanding is still very little. More importantly, of course, is that the web is still growing. So internet penetration rates in China, Africa, Latin America is still very low. And so there's still a lot of room to grow. So web science is really a timely topic for people to study. So before I joined web science, I completed a master's in computer security. So I joined web science with a specific interest in cybersecurity and how it relates to the web. And thanks to Southampton's strong links with the industry, I had the opportunity to meet up with representatives from the Serious Organized Crime Agency, which is now called National Crime Agency, to discuss my research interests and to align it with their interests. So for my master's, I produced a report on cybercrime in China, and they found it very useful and decided to share it with the FBI and other government agencies. And this gave them the confidence in my abilities and to continue our collaboration. And it was also during this time that I learned some useful insights into the true state of cybercrime. So what I learned was that cybercrime really has undergone dramatic transformation in its nature over the last 10 years, from more naive vandalism, destroying machines randomly with no specific purpose, to the now more persistent problem that is causing billions of dollars in damage every year. So what intrigues me is what has driven this change. So what I found was one of the biggest factors because cybercriminals are using the web to meet people like themselves and to share knowledge and to trade stolen data, etc. And there's a clear division of labor where people with different skill sets are offering their skills as service, allowing them a margin to make profit. So for example, hackers are offering hacking for service. Credit card thieves are able to buy equipment to clone cards, which are then cashed out in different countries around the world. So in order to take a holistic approach to analyze this phenomenon, I'm drawing on expertise and methodologies from criminology as well as computer science and network science to try and answer some tough questions like what are the functional roles in this underground economy that are coming together to facilitate cybercrime? Why do cybercriminals enter this business, and do they stay in this business or do they drift in and out? And how do they exit from this crime scene? What are their social networks like? What are the structures like? What are the properties? Are they any different from normal social networks? And how do they change over time? And lastly is how can we best disrupt these social networks? So what I've found so far is that cyber criminals, a lot of them are just normal human beings. Many of them are driven into crime because of their previous criminal records, and they have no choice but to enter this business to try and make a living. Some of them are addicted to the thrill that is involved in this crime. What I also found is that the structure of these social networks is more of a hybrid form between a hierarchical organization like the mafia, for example, to a more free market type of structure where people are allowed to pursue their own interests. And what I found is that online forums facilitates this hybrid structure very well. And lastly is that I found forum administrators like to close membership in order to keep out dishonest traders. But this is not as a simple problem that it sounds, because actually new members provide a lot of demands and supplies of different underground goods and services. And so actually keeping a constant stream of new members is very important. So these are some of the interesting insights that I've found so far.